Stick them with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, and it's just going to be yours truly today. Tim's still at work, but and once he gets back, we'll be heading out and driving to Greenville for the ECU Tulsa Senior Day football game. So just going to be me today, and it's just going to be hockey. I'm going to focus on that because I'll be straight up. I didn't even look at the NBA slate. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 games today on the card in the NHL. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right and one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And overall, it was a slightly up day by slightly up 0.45 units. It went 11-15, but up 0.45 units. College basketball reverse swept 0-2. Marshall plus 8.5. NC-A&T plus 3.5. Both lost. It's no big deal. Made plenty in the made plenty live betting. NFL reverse swept as well. 0-2. Jets plus 10. The sprinkle on the money line. Both do not come through. It happens. Then college football there went 3-4, down 0.28 units. Got Iowa in the beginning of the day. Iowa plus 2.5. Iowa money line. Memphis minus 13 all came in. Lost with Arkansas plus the points in the money line. Lost with Oregon State plus the points in the money line. So start off the day well. Did not end the day well, but that happens sometimes. NHL is really what saved my day yesterday. Went 7-6 overall, but up 3.04 units, and that's the beauty of big plus money. We got the Blackhawks yesterday at plus 223. Their team total over 2.5 at minus 125. We lost with the full game over with Columbus, New Jersey, but we got the Blue Jackets at plus 217. So a nice little casher there. Washington plus 111 and the over 6.5 lost in that game. Did not have a Stuart Skinner shutout. Did not have that part of my my bingo cards yesterday. St. Louis money line was a bad loser, but the over won, so split out on that game. The Pittsburgh Penguins blew a 2-goal lead in the third period. They gave up 3 unanswered goals to the Sabres. That was frustrating. What wasn't frustrating, Tampa Bay showed up. 8-2 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes in Raleigh. So not only a very impressive win over the Hurricanes, but on the road. We had the Avalanche. They came through. Unfortunately, the over did not. And Vancouver took care of business at the end of the night to help us get a winning day overall. So overall yesterday, it was 11-15, up 0.45 units, though. That's the beauty of big plus money and hockey being my biggest bet size. So overall, a nice little winning day today or yesterday. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again today. I have some decent spots. I have already bet 4 plays in those games and in 3 different games. So we'll get into it. Yeah, the Flames. I was leaning Flames too. I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger on that. But it is what it is. I got screwed with the BYU first half. Should have played full game. Dang. And the Lightning. Yes, the Lightning. But we'll get into this card here. Arguably the best game of the day. We had the Boston Bruins and the New York Rangers. Boston Bruins minus 115 favorites, total 5.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot here. And then we will get into the cash flow, and then we'll get into the breakdown. This line opened up at a 104 for Boston's up to a 110. So this line, it did get up to a 118. It's come back a little bit. Line opened up at a 6. It went down to a 5.5, which I 100% agree with the 5.5 because that's exactly where my numbers had it. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game where we have 74% of tickets, 60% of the cash is on the Bruins. The line has moved towards those Bruins, so the market's showing a little bit of concern with that. 45% of the tickets, 91% of cash is on the under. The line has moved towards said under. I have this game projected for 5.22 goals, but I have the Bruins more along the lines of minus 135, minus 140 in this game. So I have played Boston on the money line at minus 115. Overall, the better team. Granted, the Rangers at MSG this year, 5-1 this year. So they've been very, very good at home. Their only loss at home was against the Nashville Predators 4-1 on the fourth game of the year. Since then, they've won every single one. Boston, they're 14-2-3. Their only two regulation losses were against the Detroit Red Wings and the Detroit Red Wings. So kind of interesting there as well. But I like Boston in this spot. It's Ullmark and Quick, so it's really there. I don't know if you really have a starting goaltender for the Boston Bruins. It's really a 1A, 1B system with Swayman and Ullmark. I'm cool with either one at this point. I do think it is a drop from Igor to from Quick. Quick has been phenomenal this year, 4-0-1, a 198 goals allowed average, a 941 save percentage. I don't think that continues, obviously. I think we start to see him regress. I think this could be one of those games. I also do lean under in this game and maybe a draw. This definitely has the feel of an overtime game, potentially. So I would lean draw in this game as well. But I am on Boston. I got Boston minus 115 for this matchup here. I like it, though. Jets came through also. There you go. I stayed off of that matchup. Under 5.5. Yeah, 3-2 seems like a very probable score. Maybe a 2-2 in regulation type of score. But we'll move on here. The Montreal Canadiens travel to the LA Kings. Kings minus 260 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Looks like Jake Allen and Phoenix Copley is going to be your goaltending matchup here for this one. Let's take a look at the line history in this game, where that opened up at a 250. It's up to a 259. The line opened up at a 6.5 minus 106. It's now 6.5 minus 121. So a move towards the over and a move towards the Kings. We have 91% of tickets, 94% of the cash is on the Kings, 54% of tickets, 90% of cash is on their puck line. 92% of tickets are on the over in this game as well. My numbers have this game projected around 6.43 line. My numbers have this much closer than what the market or what the line suggests. I definitely do not think that the Canadiens should be this big of underdogs in this matchup. And one thing we've noticed with the LA Kings is where do you want to back them? And that's on the road. They're a perfect 9-0 on the road, but they're only 3-6 at home. So maybe and they get bigger numbers at home, obviously, for being at home, but when you're basically 3-6 on the money line, I'm not going to lay minus 260 with you. Montreal 4-3-2 on the road, so they are a below average team. Obviously, this is not going to be a world beater, but they're above NHL 500 on the road, so they're a team that is gritty. They have the goalie advantage, I want to say, with Jake Allen against Phoenix Copley. Copley at 375. Goals allowed average, an 845 save percentage. Allen's been slightly better, 354 goals allowed average, 907 save percentage. So I do think the goalie advantage is with Les Habitants here. So I took a shot here. I think this line's too wide. I took the Canadiens at plus 224. We hit a couple big dogs yesterday. Let's see if we can continue that with that today. Montreal for me. Montreal money line at home. Yeah. Oh, snap. Just watched your OSU versus MI video. Yeah, I'm on the Ohio State. I bet that game on 17 days ago at the +6, though, because I knew that line was going to go down. I just grabbed some more money line this morning. So I like that there. Fernando says over. And Kings puck line. I do not like the Kings puck line in this game, but that's fair. Tim saying on my way home. I'm just going over NHL today, Tim, just to keep this show short. Then we can head out to Greenville sooner. So, but we'll move on here. We have 6 games remaining. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Leafs minus 120 road favorites, total 6.5 in this game here. Let's take a look at the line history here between Toronto and Pittsburgh. Line opened up at a 115. It's up to a 118, so a slight movement towards the Leafs in this game. Line opened up at a 6.5 minus 115. It's now a 6.5 minus 116, so a 1 penny line movement towards the over as well. 62% of the tickets, 79% of cash is on the Maple Leafs, and the lines moved in that direction. And we have no cash flow here on the total. Let's take a look at my projections for this game here. And I believe I had, my numbers have the Penguins as slight favorites in this game. Penguins are undefeated on back-to-back so far this season. And they're a team that they have 3.37 goals, expected goals per game, 3.337, and 3.242 against. When you look at Toronto's numbers, actually, the last 10 games for expected goals, they're actually getting outchanced, 3.09 compared to 3.32. So the Leafs are a team that maybe we should continue to expect to struggle. And the Penguins, I've noticed, have been a little bit more of a bet on team for me now. They blew the lead against Buffalo. They outplayed the Rangers and got shut out by Jonathan Quick. They shut out Vegas. They played a very competitive game against Carolina. Like, this is a team in Pittsburgh that's playing well. And the time we want to back Pittsburgh is earlier in the season, before Crosby gets hurt, before Russ gets hurt, before Malkin gets hurt, before all these Letang gets hurt, because they're older players and they will get hurt. Penguins are nothing for me. Don't know if I'm particularly interested in this matchup. So it's going to be a pass at the moment, but it's a lean towards Pittsburgh. Where are you? I'm upstairs. Sounds good. I didn't bet any NBA today. There you go. Louisville plus 7.5 NCAAF. That would be a minus 7.5 if we do like Louisville today. Lean over 6.5 and lean Leafs bounce back today. Fair enough. We'll move on to this matchup here. The New Jersey Devils and the Buffalo Sabres. We have the Devils as minus 170 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. And as I clicked the wrong game, Buffalo and New Jersey. Line opened up at a 180. It's down to a 169. So a move towards the Buffalo Sabres. Line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 130. It's at a 6.5 minus 126 now. So it's a small move towards the under here as well, with 80% of the tickets and 84% of cash is on the over. I don't like that because I am on the over 6.5 in this game. We also have 31% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the Buffalo Sabres. I do like that. The line's moved towards them. Looks like the sharp money is on them. I am on Buffalo in this game. I'm on Buffalo and I'm on the over in this game. I got Buffalo at plus 159, I want to say. The Devils have been a bet against team for me lately. Buffalo is the better goaltender in this game with Levi over Vanacek. And when you look at what these two teams have done as of late, Sabres have been getting outplayed a little bit, but the goalie advantage really helps them here. I have this game priced closer towards a pick'em, and I have this game projected for 7 goals. So I do like this over. If you're worried about the Buffalo money line, the total could probably be a decent look in this game as well. Because it's probably going to be, I don't know about a reasonable price, but it's probably going to be a number that's probably 2.5. It's probably going to be juiced a little bit, but they are plus 150 underdogs. Yeah, 2.5 minus 155. That's a little out of my price range. Never mind that. But it would be, I would lean towards that as well. But I'm on the Buffalo Sabres money line, and I'm on the over 6.5 in this game. This Devils team defensively has not been very good, and I look for them to continue to struggle here. What's good? Can't trust Jersey. No, you can't right now. Old Dominion -2. I'm assuming this is football because you've been asking football. I have Old Dominion at a 3.5. So, yeah. And if you can find Old Dominion at a reasonable number for, what is their money line? I might move on that money line with Old Dominion. If it's within like 130, could be an interesting look there. Let me see Old Dominion here. Where is Old Dominion? There it is. Minus 135. I would just take the money line. Old Dominion money line. I might actually bet that myself. South Alabama under. I haven't really looked at unders with college football. Tennessee State money line here with some college basketball. Let's take a look at some college basketball. Why don't we? Tennessee. Do we not have Tennessee State? Where's Tennessee State? Middle Tennessee. Tennessee State. Here we go. I have them as a 1-point dog. So I think that line is pretty spot on. Over. Hey, Kirk. Nice Arkansas pick. There you go. But we'll move on here. We have the New York Islanders taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. These two teams just played a couple days ago. Minus 150 for the Islanders, total of 6 in this game. All of a sudden, the Red Hot Islanders have won 3 in a row. Line opened up at a 155. It's down to a 152, so a slight move towards Philadelphia. Total opened up at a 6. It is still a 6 here in this spot. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game where we have 41% of the tickets and 65% of cashes on Philadelphia. We have 83% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. There's been no line move here on the total. My projections for this game here with Sorokin and Carter Hart is around a 5.8 projected goals. And I have the Islanders around a minus 130 favorite in this game. So not really too much value on either side to go after it. The Islanders, all of a sudden, if they're flirting with a playoff spot again. This is a very streaky team. And actually, during that losing streak, they had actually a decent amount of games. During that 7-game losing streak, they had 3 that they lost in overtime. So they received points in a few of those. Now they've won 3 in a row. They beat Calgary 5-4 in a shootout. They beat Ottawa 5-3. They beat this Flyers team as well. So I would lean. I mean, there's no value on either side, and I would lean under in this game. Not a game I'm going to get to, but simple pass. I'll ride the Sabres for now. There you go. Alabama minus 14. I would lean that way. I'd lean that way. UNC versus NC State, 2-point spread. Any thoughts? Jackson State versus New Mexico spread. San Jose State. These are all college football, I'm assuming. Let's take a look here, see what type of value we have in these games. North Carolina. I have that North Carolina game with UNC as a 1-point favorite. So if I could have gotten a 3, I would have looked at the Wolfpack. New Mexico against Jacksonville State. I have Jacksonville State as a 0.5-point favorite. So I would lean towards Jayville State there, and then San Jose State I have as a 2.5-point favorite. So I would lean towards getting the +3 in that game there. Value on the Flyers, maybe a couple cents, but not enough for me to pull a trigger. There. Flyers. Kentucky +7 and a hook against Louisville. Houston +14 against UCF. We are on Louisville. And then that Houston game. Let's see, Houston. We have that at around a 13, so we would lean towards the +14 in that one there. That one. Under 5.5, I could definitely see that. Want that plus money? Yeah. What up, though? Showing that love to ESP. What's good? Who banging? What is good there? UMass money line. Let's take a look here. Massachusetts. I have that game projected at UConn -4. So if you can get a decent number on UConn, maybe I'm going to add UConn too. Where is Connecticut? A little bit down the list here. What is the money line for Connecticut? I might be adding Old Dominion and UConn. Where is UConn? It's above the NC State game. Middle Tennessee is the one above it. There it is. Oh, yeah. Minus 115. That's going to be a play I'm adding. Yeah, give me some UConn action there. Give me UConn. UNLV minus 2.5. I believe we have some value here on no. We would lean towards the +3 in that game there. How rude of me. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button. People show some appreciation. Subscribe and share. Tim, only a little NBA today, and we didn't get to any NBA today. Sorry, Marcos, to disappoint you. We'll move on, though. We have 3 more hockey games to go over. The Colorado Avalanche and the Calgary Flames. The Avalanche minus 165 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. I forgot to type in the 6.5 number there. Line opened up at a 163. It's still there. Line opened up at over 6.5 minus 130. It's still there. So no real line movement in this game. We have 83% of the tickets, 74% of the cash is on Colorado, 68%, 94% on the puck line here in this game. And I believe I haven't put in the goalie numbers, have I? I have not. Let's find out who's playing goaltender for these 2 teams today, and then we'll have to punch those numbers in because these were the late games, and I didn't fully finish these, unfortunately. It's going to be Ivan Prosvetov and Dan Vladar in this game here. So Prosvetov hasn't started enough for me to have enough sample size to use his numbers for goalie ratings. I don't know if Vladar has either. Vladar has struggled so far this year as well. He has given up 19 goals on 13.29 expected goals against. So he has a goal rating of 1.43, only in 5 starts though, so it's not enough for me to truly utilize his goalie numbers either. This is a tricky matchup here because I have the Avalanche pretty much spot on around minus 160. Whether or not you want to adjust that for Vladar, I mean, you can probably bump that up so you can have them around minus 200. It'd be Colorado or nothing for me in this game. And maybe I might pull the trigger, but I don't want to back Prosvetov, which means probably the over could be a look because when I adjusted it to basically putting Vladar's at 1.2 and leaving Prosvetov as a 1, you would have it at around 7 goals. Once again, this is not a game I'm particularly interested in getting involved with. But you can get the over 6.5 minus 130. So that is juiced a little bit there. Maybe if you want to take out what you expect Prosvetov to do, Colorado team total over 3.5 is minus 130. That could be an interesting look as well. But at the moment, I don't think I'm getting to anything in this game. I would lean towards Colorado and a lean towards the over, but no play on this game at the moment. Let's see. IAB +2 against North Texas. UAB against North Texas. Don't know if we have UAB. That may be football. Is that football in North Texas? It's UAB. It is. We have North Texas as a minus 3.25 favorite, so very, very slight value towards the mean green in that game. Shit, thanks, man. I'll be forgetting to hit that like button. Unbelievable. All good. OS. I'm assuming that's Oklahoma State plus the points. Let's see. Oklahoma State versus no, that's not plus 3.5. OST. What's OST? Ohio State money line. Yes. Ohio State money line. Yes. Yes. Pittsburgh +4 against Duke. No, I'm on Duke. Flames I could see the Flames. Maybe they've gotten some momentum. I am on Kings and Devils, still looking. I'm on the opposite sides of both of those. I'm on Sabres and Canadiens. Syracuse money line against Wake Forest. Yep. Devils puck line. Nope. I'm on the Sabres. Colorado over. I would lean that way. East Carolina money line. Let's go against Tulsa. Yes, except for just lay the points. Just lay the 3. No need to lay the -155, -160. If ECU wins, they'll at worst push that number. So Prosvetov hasn't played in a minute. He has not. He might get lit up. He very well could, depending on if he plays. Yes. Cameron. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, with Prosvetov, that's why I would look more towards, if you like Colorado and are worried about Prosvetov, just take their team total over 3.5. Rather than taking their money line or their -1 or their puck line or regulation or anything like that. For Colorado, I just take the team total. But we have 2 games remaining on this card: Arizona Coyotes and the Vegas Golden Knights. The Golden Knights -230 favorites, total of 6 in this game. Let's see who's playing goaltender, because I don't have goalies for any of these last 3 games here. Where we have. Looks like DeSmith and Kokkonen will be your goaltenders here for this game. Let's get up these goalies' numbers. Kaapo Kokkonen has not been very good this year. 24.45 expected goals against, 27 goals against. So he's been a below average goaltender. No surprise because of how bad the Sharks have been this year. So he has a 1.1 goalie rating. And then on the flip side, DeSmith has actually not been bad. I don't think he's played too much is the problem, though. 19.3 expected goals against, 18 he's given up, so he has a slightly above average goalie rating. This price is probably a little bit much. Nope, I'm on the wrong game. There. I was putting in the Sharks. I'll flip this around. There we go. I was putting in the Sharks and the Canucks lines. My bad. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here between Vancouver and San Jose. Line opened up at a 278. It's down to a 275. And then the line opened up at 6.5 -110. It's still at that number there. We have 91% of tickets, 90% of cash on the Canucks, 93% of tickets, 92% of cash on the Canucks. Puck line. The Canucks have played the Sharks twice this year, and they've covered the puck line both times. I would lean towards Canucks puck line. That was the only way I could look at this game. But I think we're starting to finally get priced out of playing against the Sharks, which is unfortunate. But maybe you just lay the puck line here, -110 for the puck line. I'll probably end up just doing that. Vancouver -1.5. The Sharks are not a team I particularly trust, but on a back-to-back, do I want to be laying this type of number on the road is the ultimate question. And the answer is probably no. Yeah. Coastal Carolina. Yes, I play Coastal Carolina. Which game are you on? Yeah, I accidentally mixed that up. I apologize. Northwestern +6 against Illinois. Yes. Whiskey, Minnesota under 46. Did not play that game. There. Now we'll move on to the final game, which was one that I started going over, then realized I was going over the wrong game, and then flipped it. We have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Arizona Coyotes. It'll be most likely Logan Thompson and Connor Ingram in this matchup here for this one. So let's take a look at what these 2 goaltenders have done so far this season. Thompson's been pretty good, 25.62 expected goals against, and he's only given up 20.78 goalie rating, so he's been really good. And Connor Ingram has actually, I believe, been the better between the two, between him and Vejmelka, because Vejmelka's kind of struggled so far this season, and Ingram's kind of taken over as the slightly better goaltender. He had 26.63 expected goals against, and he's only given up 26, so he's been slightly above average here. My number for this game would be around -195, -200 for the Vegas Golden Knights, so no value there. At the 6 number, I would kind of lean towards this under. Actually, it's a 6.5. Nope, it is a 6. At this 6 number, I would lean towards the under in this spot at plus money under 6. Don't know if I'm going to get to that, though. Very light card for me today, I noticed. So this is probably another pass in the slate. I might add something in that Colorado game. I might add the Canucks puck line. So that I might be adding a couple things later. So we'll see. But that is going to be the full card for today at the moment. Let's see. Lean under 6.5, and then under 6.5, and then you lean over 6.6. Marshall money line against Arkansas State. Maryland money line against Rutgers. Virginia Tech money line against Virginia. All right. So do you want us to just run down the entire card? I know it is, Tim. This line, we have it at minus 3.25 for Marshall. So there is slight value there with Marshall. Nothing I'm playing though. Maryland against Rutgers. I would have slight value towards Maryland in that one there. And Virginia Tech versus Virginia, I would lean towards the dog in that one there as well. Ingram got lit up against the Kings. He might get lit up today. He very well could. Vancouver, VGK Parlay. Fair. VGK puck line. Why are you and Tim going to Greenville? East Carolina versus Tulsa, senior day. There you go. GMU minus 5.5 versus ECU. Trying to remember what we had that line at. George Mason. There we go. We have that line at 6.5. So at 5.5, it would be a slightly in that way. No, Nick, and actually I was giving out. Oh, you're giving. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, cool. I'm just messing around with you. But that is the entire NHL card for today. We will quickly go into some
housekeeping.
And then we will head on out here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB. Also, make sure to follow us on all our social medias there, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that fun jazz. All those links are in the description down below. But a quick little recap for today. Nothing crazy. I'm on the Boston Bruins money line, minus 115. I'm on the Montreal Canadiens at plus 224. I lean Pittsburgh. Did not pull the trigger on them. I'm on the Buffalo Sabres plus 156 and over 6.5. And then I might add the Avalanche team total over full game over type of thing there and the Canucks money line. I might add those later in the day. But for right now, those are all my plays for this slate. Head back to the show, and then we will head on out. It's snowing like crazy here, and there you go. Morning. ECU in the under football, probably. Blackhawks money line, never in doubt. Absolutely. Loved it. And the Canucks ladder again. I can very well see that. But that is going to wrap it up for this show. We want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, guys.